Welcome to the Friday Night Hangout Season 7. Yay! I am your host, Joy Onyeso. The Friday Night Hangout is a community committed to safe space and networking. Here you have strategies, tools, and life stories that will help you play full out and be the best version of you. You will build and strengthen the skills needed to live a life of abundance in your personal, business, and professional lives. If you want to change the results you've been getting over the years, you have to change the way you do things. And in this season, I am giving you that opportunity to learn new strategies and skills. We have amazing content that will help in repositioning you for growth. I invite you to come fully present and engage this season. Also invite your family, friends, colleagues, and loved ones. I look forward to engaging with you every Friday night, 7 p.m. West African time, live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and I ask you to make it a date with me. You wouldn't regret being part of this tribe. As always, I love, honor, and celebrate you. Yay! Welcome to the Friday Night Hangout. Hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're joining in from. Welcome to another insightful and interesting episode of Friday Night Hangout. And I'm your host, Joy Onyeso. I'm really always excited when it's Friday because Friday gives me this amazing energy. I feel so rejuvenated. I feel so joyful. So I'm just really excited to welcome you up. I see my girl in the house, Rosemary. Thank God it's Friday. I want to know where you're joining in from. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome, Rosemary. Welcome, DJ Flogsy. Just put in the chat box TGIF and let me know where you are joining in from. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today we're going to have an interesting conversation on understanding your brand. The conversation is still ongoing. We started the conversation at the beginning of the month, and the conversation is still ongoing. And particular today, we're going to be looking at what is branding and tonight we're going to be looking at what is branding, why is it important. Just a minute, I want to Grace. I just also want to be able to see everyone here. Great. Okay, awesome. I see you. I see you. I see you. Coming. Awesome. Enugu, thank God it's Friday. Lagos, thank God it's Friday. Connecticut, thank God it's Friday. It may be Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday night, but it's just Friday. And we're going to have fun tonight. And if you stay through to the end of the show, I have a very insightful, inspiring, uplifting announcement for you. And it comes with a gift of access. And trust me. I love to give gifts. Trust me, this is one you would love to be a part of, right? I see you, Ezine. Welcome. I see you, Stella. I see you, Solomon. I see everyone. Welcome. I see you below. Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, so we're going to go right in to the conversation tonight. And remember, the conversation is on understanding your brand. And today we're going to be talking about what really is branding. Remember, the previous conversation has been on what is a brand, elements of a brand. And tonight we're going to focus on what is branding and why is branding important. Okay, this is really very cool. I get excited about this. And why I get excited about this is because either at an organizational level or at an individual level, we're all brands. You love my lipstick. Thank you so much, Josioma. Okay, I'm being very intentional tonight with my lipstick. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you noticed. Welcome, Susan. Welcome, Mr. Shola Odeja. Nice to have you in here. And tonight we'll start off with the conversation on what is branding. And I want you to use the chat box and let me see what you understand by branding. So when we talk about branding, what does it mean to you? Put it in the chat box. I want to see. This, Friday Night Hangout is a very interactive conversation, right? So put it in the chat box. And while I'm waiting to read your responses, I want to know how your week has been. Like mine has been power packed, relaxing, creative. Oh, it's just been very relaxing with specks of anxiousness here and there, but all the same, I'm grateful, right? It's been very relaxing. So put it in the chat box. Let me read what you understand by branding. So I will just say this, okay? Ozyoba says the image of your business. Branding. Mm, good. Interesting. Interesting. Ozgioma says the image of your business branding. That is really, really important. We can unpack what we mean by image, right? And that's what we're going to do tonight. So, there's this definition I like that is very simple that we can all connect or relate with. Excuse me. And that is the branding is an act of connecting a product or business or an individual with a particular name, symbol, features, or ideas to make it recognizable. So it just means giving your business a personality, right? So it goes beyond the act of just having a logo. I love the word connecting, act of connecting, meaning that an active, is a verb, is an active way of really existing. So as a brand, you have to be active. You have to be connecting, right? You need to connect your product. So whatever product it is that you have or services or business or as an individual, depending on if you as the individual is the face or the brand or is the face of your business or the image of your business, then you need to really be able to connect, because if you can't connect, then people would not be able to identify with you, because actually what you want to do is to get people to be able to relate with you, to be able to understand your personality, to be able to understand the value that you bring to the table. You want people to connect with that. And let's look at a very quick instance. Let me use myself as an example. Some of you know me with different names, right? I have different identities. Some of you know me as EOM. We have the EOM ladies. We have the whole lot of activities around the EOM. People that connect with that identity would relate with me on that level, right? Some of you already know my tagline or my mantra, which is too focused to give up, and is a feature that is attached to me, and a lot of people relate with that. Perhaps you're going through struggles, you're going through the storm, you're having challenges, or you're in the point of growing, and then you're facing that growth stage. And I would just say, just be too focused to give up. If you're in that state, you would relate and you'll be able to connect with me on that level. Then if perhaps you are looking for a leader to help you transform or help you shift your perspective, help you become a better version of yourself, then you may want to relate with me as a coach, right? Just look around you. There are a lot of brands that you know. You could look at MTN, you could look at Apple, you could look at Coke. So there are a lot of brands that are around. And what all of those brands are doing is connecting individuals, connecting the customers to them so that the customers can relate with their personality as a business, become loyal, and of course, buy into the vision of the business. So I would ask you, if you're here and you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, what really is your brand all about? because you need to have a very clear understanding of what your brand is all about before you can even go into branding, because branding now involves a whole lot of activities that would help you to connect people to your business or to your product or services, and that's where you go into advertisement and all of that. But before you do all of that, there has to be clarity as to what your business is all about. There has to be clarity as to the value of your business. There has to be clarity as to your identity, your voice, your personality. If you're not very clear about all of this, then branding becomes an issue. Because Obiajuli says, "Good evening, ma. You look fresh, Iom. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm rested, so that's why I look fresh. I'm not stressed, right?" And so it's important that you understand all of this, and that's why we're having the conversation in the month of August to talk about how you can understand your brand, and all the activities surrounding your brand, so that you can build a legacy, or you can grow a sustainable brand. But it starts from you having clarity as to the vision of your brand. I hope you understand that. There has to be clarity as to the vision of your brand. Now, when we talk about brands, there are different kinds of brands you may want to have. So when you are designing your brand, when you are thinking about it, and you're creating your brand, you need to be very clear as to who your target audience would be. So your brand can serve everyone. Your brand can serve everyone. For instance, when you look at Apple, Apple is not meant for everyone. They know the niche that they serve. And that's why every year Apple is churning out new Apple products. And they're not afraid that people wouldn't buy, because they've studied their audience and they know what they want. Even before the product comes out, people are in expectation of it. So you need to know your target audience, and then you speak to them in a language they would understand. That way they'll be able to connect with you. Now, you might decide you want to create a luxurious brand. So that means you're catering to a specific niche audience. Because the way you would speak in terms of your brand story, your messaging to the luxurious audience will be very different from the kind of words, the kind of actions you would put out, the kind of adverts you put out that would appeal to the masses. So for some brand, it could be the mass brand. Remember last week we spotlighted an entrepreneur named Mosu, right? And she told us how she created the Obidia brand in 2018. Now, when you look at the Obidia brand is not a brand that is for the masses because of the pricing. They are handcrafted um, hand jewelries, and so not everyone can afford it. It would appeal to a certain level of people who want to look good, who can afford to purchase that kind of classy um, jewelry, right? And then she now decided a year ago to create another brand that is for the masses, that is pocket friendly. Everyone, if you want to look good, you want to look good, you don't have to break the bank to do that. She created a 2K store. And then in the 2K store, she has products of 2,000 and upwards. So you get products of 2,000, 2,500, 2,950, and that found an appeal among the masses. So what I'm saying in essence is, you need to be very clear who you want to serve with your brand, and that will help you to know, to craft the values of that brand, your identity, the voice. Because the voice you will speak must be able to grab the attention of your target audience. If you're speaking a language they don't understand, then it means that they're not going to feel connected to you. Now, the personality of your brand is also very key in branding. And when we talk about personality, I just want you to imagine for a moment that your brand is an individual. If your brand is a person, an individual, what kind of personality would the brand have? Would it be an adventurous, fun loving, comic character? What kind of person? So you can see this when you look at the sporty brands. For instance, when you look at Nike or you look at Puma, and you look at the way when you look at their adverts and you look at some of the promos they put out there, you don't need to be told that they are sporty brands, because from the way the images they use, the language they use, the kind of energy they put out there, you will just know this is a sporty brand, right? And that will connect those who want to feel like that. You want to feel the energy, you want to feel sporty, you want to feel young at heart, then you know that's the brand you want to associate with. So the same thing I will ask you with your brand. When people connect with your brand, when you want people to connect with your brand, what would they be connecting with? What kind of personality are they going to be engaging with? And when you start seeing your brand as an individual, you'll be very mindful as to how you show up. You'll be very mindful as to the kind of messaging you put out there. You would know that consciously or unconsciously, you're telling a brand story. And you want to be consistent in the brand story you put out there, so you don't leave people confused. There are some brands you come across, you're confused as to what they represent. You wouldn't know if they are, you see some brands, you're not sure what they're into. You don't know if the brand is into fashion. You don't know if the brand is into agriculture. You don't know what the brand is all about, because the brand keeps showing up in different ways and with different things, and and you as the the client or the prospective customer gets confused. And when you're confused, of course, you cannot make a decision. And when you have too many options, it's difficult for you to connect. So I want you to understand that when you're putting out a lot of things out there, be careful that you are singular purposed in your messaging, so that people don't get confused with what you represent. When they come to your page, now let's look at those of us who are online. When people come to your page online, what do they engage with? What do they see? Can people just look at the activities on your wall and get a sense of what your brand is all about? Or do they have to ask you and ask you again to explain what your brand is all about? There's been an instance where I had to ask a particular vendor, so can you really tell me what you do? I don't really know, because I see a lot of things and I'm not sure what you really do. When your prospective client or your prospective audience is not sure about what you do, of course, the likelihood of connecting with you is very nil. If you remember clearly the conversation we had during our business development series last month, we talked about people being able to understand before they can connect. So, and that comes to the personality of the brand. If people don't understand the personality of the brand, then it's difficult, because they want to be able to feel that you're authentic. They want branding is all about, it strikes the emotions as well, because you can't even connect if you're not emotionally connected. And so there has to be something about the brand personality or voice that would make people feel connected to you and would want to identify with you. And you know that at the end of the day, if you're a business brand, you would want people to buy from you. So all these are what must transpire before people get to the point, the emotional point of wanting to buy from you, of wanting to be loyal to you. Like some customers are just die-hard loyalists of a particular brand. So even when they get an offer that is cheaper elsewhere, they will still stay with that brand. So sometimes it's not all about the pricing. So I want you to sit back and really think about your brand. What is it about your brand that you don't understand? You need to get clarity. Because if you're not clear, it's difficult to make some other person understand you. So, what is the vision of your brand? Who is your target audience? What features about your brand would make people know you and make you stand out? So, yes, logo comes into play, color comes into play. These are some of the differentiating factors that you have as a business. But also, very critical is your brand value. What do you stand for as a business? Your voice. What kind of voice do you use when you communicate? When I talk about voice, I mean the way you communicate. We all have a particular voice. Like I would always say, I'm very inspirational when I speak. I'm very reflective when I speak. There's some people who are very comic in passing on very serious messages. They use comedy as a tool to, create sensitization, create awareness, and get people to engage. So whenever you come to their wall or you engage with their business, you can expect doses of laughter. You can expect, fun thoughts, because through that means, they pass on their message. They show you what their brand is all about. And that's their personality. That's who they are. That is who really they are. And so, as an individual, as a business, you need to be very clear about that. And you need to be authentic in your expressions. So if you try to model someone or model a business, that's not bad. But then you need to also be very authentic in how you put yourself out. And that's what branding is all about. How you actively show up as a business, as a product, as a service. How do you do all of this in a consistent manner that your niche audience can identify with, can connect with, and can buy from, and can also stay loyal to? Very, very important. So if you're just joining in, I want to say a very big welcome. I see my sister, Madam Adenike. I see Chioma. I see Ruby. I see Ebera. I see Chika. Good evening. I see Blessing. I see Oluchi. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Ugochi. Welcome, welcome, Olivia. Welcome, Susan. A very good Friday night to you. I see Chioma Daniels. Good evening and welcome. And we're having a conversation on understanding your brand, and in particular, branding and the importance of branding. Now, the key purpose of branding is to create a loyal consumer base because you want to sell. You want to be able to provide solutions to people's pain areas. So if you're in business, you need to understand what solution you're providing to people's pain areas. Um, Let me give this. There's this work shoe I got. I think the work shoe is by Nike. And one of the things why I like the jogging sneakers is because it's really padded inside, and when you wear it and you're walking or you're jogging, you don't feel the impact on the knees. I usually have knee issues, and I find out that when I use the normal sneakers or trainers and I want to jog a little bit or hop around a little bit, I get the jazz on my knees. And this particular sneakers is very old. I think it's almost like 7 or 8 years, but I'm very reluctant to let it go because it's very comfortable. It's so comfortable. It's one I could buy over and over and over again. I do have so many sneakers. I'm still so addicted to that. And one thing about, customers or clients finding satisfaction with your brand is they just stick. And that's what branding is all about, to make your customers stick with you, to become loyal with you. And you find out that when you do a particular brand and they have other brand products in the ecosystem, you want to buy from them because the experience you have of a particular brand product is so good, you just want to do across. I have Apple phone, I'll do Apple Watch, you do Apple laptop. Why? Because it's an Apple product and you found joy and satisfaction in using the brand, right? So you just want to stay there. You won't be too curious to move around. And so that's the kind of environment you want to create with your branding story. As the kind of environment you want to create with your brand, that when people come and engage with you, they find that satisfaction and they want to engage with you and they want to stay with you and they just want to buy from you. So, of course, for all of this to happen, it means that you need to give value. You must be giving value. If you're not giving value, people are not going to stay with you. The Friday night hangout, most of you are able to come again and again and again and tune in, spend your valuable data, your very valuable time to listen to me, to engage with me, for us to create fun here because you get some form of value. And that's how life is. So as a brand, you want to be able to give value. You want to be able to understand what your customers or your consumers need and position yourself in a way that you can really, really meet up with the needs of your customers. And that's why they say the customer is king, because the customer needs would actually direct what you want to do. And some of us get so careless and carefree with the way we show up with our brands. We don't care. We're going to talk a lot about concretely how we do this next week. We're going to be having a very amazing guest who is a professional in this field, who has helped my business grow so much. And I'm so excited. And I just want to put this out that next week, just make sure you show up next week because he's really going to do so much justice to the conversation. And you're going to learn a lot. You're going to see concretely how you can show up in a consistent way. So if you want to grow your business, you also want to be careful the kind of audience you attract. What kind of audience are you attracting for your business? So if you're into, for instance, you're into fashions, and then you're attracting the kind of audience that are not into fashion just because you want to attract the audience, the the likelihood of their buying from you will be very, very limited or slim. So it has to be in such a way that you also would be putting yourself out where you know your prospective audience are, and they can relate with what you are offering, and they can connect with what you're offering and come into your space. And that's one thing about adverts. So you want to advertise your products in different ways. If you remember the conversation we had with the 2K CEO last week, she talked about showing up in her fashion apparels very deliberately and modeling her own products. And so, oh, I love your earring. She says, it's in my store, you want it. I love your necklace, it's in my store, you want it. So I want to ask you, as a brand owner, how do you show up for your brand? Sometimes everything about you doesn't even tell anything about what you do, both online, offline, nothing about you speaks to your brand. You want to be so passionate about your brand that in your branding, in the way you connect, in the way you show up, and the way you speak, and the way you present your business, you know, you are just there speaking life to your business and showing up as your business, and people can connect with that. Otherwise, you give us too much work to do, and we're struggling to understand. Okay, what is this brand all about? Okay, what is this all about? How can I connect? What do I? And people would not know. So be very careful. For those of us who jump from one business to the other business, jump around, you are creating confusion for your prospective clients. And when they are confused, then they don't know how to engage with you. Some of you are into four, five, six things, and you're just starting off. Why don't you concentrate on one thing, create your niche in that area, and then even look at digging deeper or expanding, growing that business? I know we're all creative. God, God, our God is a very creative God, and of course, those of when He created us, He gave us a whole lot of gifts. But you really need to lean in and look at the one that you're so passionate about, and the one you really want to make a business. Not all gifts can be made a business. Not all passion can be made a business. So that you like this thing doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a business for you. So we need to really get that very clear. Okay. So I want to hear from you. If you have questions, you put it in the chat box. If you have comments, you put it in the chat box. Welcome, IJ. Nice to have you join in. Ruby says, I'm learning a lot. Too much value. Thanks so much, AM. You're welcome. And that's why we have the Friday night hangout show. This is my own way of giving back and bringing in other guests who have valuable experience and professional knowledge about different subject matters, and you just draw from the well as long as you show up, right? So, thank you for that feedback, Ruby. I appreciate that feedback. And I want to hear from you as well. What are some of the aha moments for you? What are some of the new things you've learned during this conversation? Or what are some of the things that we are validating by having this conversation? What are some things that are coming out for you and all of that? Please put it in the chat box. IJ says, I'm just coming back from the shop. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you had a good day. I hope you had a good day, IJ. And to everyone, I hope you had a good day. All right. Okay. Thank God it's Friday. Now, I promise you that I'm going to give a special gift. And I'm just excited about the gift because it's also a gift for me. And it's 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 just exciting, honestly. We're talking about understanding your brand, and I'm excited really to invite you all. If you really want to experience a shift, this is one event you need to attend. It's online and it's free. Chinelo says, as a brand, we need to be patient because sometimes we think we're not getting it right, but we are good where we are. True. And that's why it's important that you track your brand growth, right? There has to be some metrics, there has to be some indicators, some things that you measure to let you know that you're doing well. So if you don't have things to measure, then it becomes difficult for you to know what whether you're doing it well. And so that's one of the things we do as businesses. We do not look at certain features to say, okay, I want to measure this. Maybe I want to measure the number of returning customers that I have. I want to measure the number of persons that, see, not every, it's not every time that you want to make a sale, right? Sometimes just having more people come in, ask questions, is a good sign that you're getting noticed, is a good sign that you're getting visible, because before you can even make sales you have to be visible, right? So you need to measure all of this. Am I having more people making inquiry? Don't worry if they're not buying. The fact that they are coming in making inquiry is a good sign that you're getting noticed. Now if you're on LinkedIn, you will see that at a point where more people start looking up your profile, they've not sent you a friend request, they've not engaged with you. LinkedIn will send you a message to say, good job, congrats, you're getting noticed, keep doing what you're doing, right? What does that mean? It means that the more you get visible, the more your brand story is going out there, the more people have the possibility of engaging with you. So just be patient about it. It takes time to grow um, a successful brand. It's not a walk in the park. Any business at all, it's not a walk in the park. The challenge that we have is we just want to start some stuff and then now we want to see it blossom. It doesn't always work like that. And then it also depends on the kind of sector you're in. Some sectors are easier to break in to and see visible growth in a short time. Why for some other sector it takes a while to break grounds, get visible, and then people start engaging with you and your clientele would now increase. So depending on the sector you're working in, it just needs patience. Thank you, Chinelo, for sharing that. Chidima says, don't confuse your audience. Find your niche and expand on it. Beautiful. Very beautiful. Make sure that you're not confusing your audience. Very key. Madam Adenike says branding is a signature on our product. Great, because it shows the unique features of your product. We talked about voice, we talked about personality, we talked about values. You need to be clear about all of this before you even start going into advertisement. Before you go to the influencer to say, please help me to create visibility for my brand, I want you to be sure that you're very clear on all of this. Because sometimes when you expand too quick too soon, you collapse. Because when people come with certain expectations and you're not positioned to give value to them, some persons will not come back again. You will lose them and lose all that is associated with them. So let's be patient to really understand the what your customer journey map. When a customer engages with you, engages with your business, with your product, what kind of experience are they going to get? What is the map? What is the pathway for even engaging with your business? You need to be very clear about that. And what is the experience journey with you? That has to be very clear as well. So once you're very clear on this, and that's where a very good um, consultant, professional coach would help in terms of advert. So it's not just about churning out materials or videos and inviting people in. There has to be the background work, and that's what we're talking about. You understanding what brand is all about, positioning yourself, and getting ready for the big breakthrough that you would experience. Madam Adenike, okay, you have mentioned that. Ozioma says, as a brand, don't be everywhere. Stick to one, focus on it, and grow it. So it's important that you are also clear what you're offering. So you have to be clear what you're offering so that anyone who is engaging with you will have that same clarity. You project. If you're a confused brand, you're going to project confusion. Whether you know it or not, that's what is going to happen. You're projecting confusion and people will receive it and they'll be confused with you. So please be very clear as to what your story, your brand story is all about. That speaks to your brand story. Be very clear to your brand story. And when you're very clear on your brand story, it makes your brand messaging easier. It makes your brand messaging easier, right? Um, Ebere says, as a brand, identify your niche and maintain it. Great. Ruby says, honestly, this topic really speaks volume because sometimes we tend to look at what we are doing as though it is not moving the way we want, while all we actually need is being very clear about what we do. I love this, Ruby. I love it. This is so insightful. That's it. And if you're in business, you really need to be able to measure what you're doing. You can't be in business and you're not able to measure your growth potentials. You can't be in business and you're not able to measure your journey. Then there is something wrong. Now, sales is not the only way of measuring your growth. Yes, sales is a very important aspect of your business. That's what makes you sustainable. Yes. But there are other things you need to measure in your business. And you need to be very clear about this. How many of you take time to see the referrals that come to your business? How many of you take time to know how people come to know about your business? Like sometimes you want to fill some forms online or you're engaging with someone that will say, how did you get to hear about us? Through a friend, online, and they'll ask you Facebook. Because they really want to know. And what this means is when they're able to track where most of their referrals are coming from, where most of their clients are coming from, they put in more energy there. Remember what I will always say, what you focus on grows. So you want to be very clear as to the entry point to your business, how people find your business, how they engage with you, and all of that. You also want to be able to measure all of that in addition to measuring your growth. So there's a whole lot. Addition to measuring your expenses, you have to be able to keep track of your expenses as well as your income. So as a business, as a brand, it's very important that you have the indicators to measure all of this and give it time. Give it time. If you're in business, I really celebrate you. If you're an entrepreneur, I really celebrate you. Especially if you're an entrepreneur in Nigeria or in Africa, I celebrate you because it's not one of the easiest climbs to run a business in. But you need to set your mind as to, you know, the essence of you being in business and know that if you really want to do it, run it as a business and for the long haul, then you need to give it your all. I need to be very clear as to how you go about it, right? So don't worry. Sometimes we overflog ourselves and we think we're not doing well, we're not ready, we're not doing well. Meanwhile, we're doing so well. We're doing so, so well. Thank you, Chidima. She says, I do. She says she asks her customers how they got to know about us. Very important. And then what do you do? Like when you find out that you're getting referrals from a certain place or a certain person or a certain business, what do you do with that? Have you ever thought about that? How do you how do you show appreciation or gratitude if it's from an individual or from another business? You need to think about that as a business as well. You need to think about that and have all these things in place. So all these things are what we learn and it speaks to the personality of your business. When people know that, oh, when you engage with that business or you refer to that business, I get this bonus point, I get this discount, I get that. Everyone wants to get freebies. People want to get bonus, right? People just want to get things for showing up for you and for themselves. So you need to also factor this into your branding to be sure that you're giving value and there are some extras people can get from associating with your brand. Now, I also want to take a pause right now and invite you. I want to invite you very specially to the second anniversary of the Power Woman magazine. Who is excited? I am. We're having a celebration of possibilities and it's online. It's online. Let me just put in the link. Just a second. Just a minute. I want to invite you to the second anniversary of the Power Woman magazine. The theme is Celebration of Possibilities, and it's happening on the 30th of August 2022. 7 p.m. our time is for 2 hours. And we're also going to be presenting the awards to the awardees, those who won the category. Remember when we all voted and all of that? We have some winners and we're going to be presenting the awards to them. But most especially, one of the things that is really so exciting for me is that you get the opportunity of really listening to a woman that I respect. I really respect and honor her so much for her wealth of experience, knowledge, and what she has done in the coaching and speaking industry in the last 20-25 years. A woman that has touched and transformed the lives of over 80 million people through her platform. She's one woman that has really redefined the coaching industry and the speaking industry. She's one of the most well sought and life coaches, and she is Lisa Nichols. I don't know how many of you know Lisa Nichols, but my dear, Lisa Nichols is my coach, and she's one woman that has helped transform my life. And I want to assure you that you can't sit under her tutelage or under her speaking platform and you will not experience a shift. So, this is an opportunity to have access to draw from her well of experience, her wealth of knowledge, and so I'm inviting you to join us on the 30th of August. She's going to come in as our guest speaker and she's going to pour into all of us. So click on the link to register and reserve your seats. I'm giving you on the Friday night hangout the first offer of access. I haven't put this out anywhere yet because I know once I put it out into the different groups and platform I belong to, the space is going to be taken up completely. So I want to give those, I won't just want to give those of us who are the Friday night hangout the first offer of getting your seats before I make this public. Go, just click on the link and get registered. Just click on the link and get registered and reserve your seat. Now, beyond clicking on the link and getting registered, I want you to come prepared. We're talking about celebration of possibilities. I want you to begin to see the possibilities for your business, for you as an individual. Just come prepared. We are also having a lineup of other amazing speakers that will touch an aspect of your life, and you can't attend this event and go back the same way. So, we're talking about branding, understanding your brand personality, understanding how you show up, and being consistent. These are some of the programs you need to understand. This is for free. This is really for free. You're going to have so much fun. It's going to be fun. And it's also going to be a lot of insights, learnings, aha moments. You don't want to miss this. You really don't want to miss this. Yes, Madam Adenike, we're celebrating online. It's online, online, online. And trust me, so online, online, online. Trust me, you don't want to miss this at all. I am excited about this. It's going to happen on Zoom. So I'll put the Zoom link in this chat box. Click on the link, and just make sure that you register, reserve your seat. Yes, Rosemary, it is wow, wow, wow. When I said I'm so excited, I'm really excited because I really know what it does when you listen to this power woman. She's a global phenomenon. She's one that has transformed the lives of over 80 million people through her platform. And when you attend the event and listen to her speak, you understand a power woman. You really understand why she is a power woman. Um, So just click, reserve your seat, and get ready. I'm giving the first offer of access to my tribe, the Friday night hangout. You know, I don't joke with you, ladies and guys. Here, you're a special breed to me. This is a very special platform, and I don't joke with you all at all. It's my way of appreciating you all and celebrating you. So we're continuing the mood of celebration of possibilities. So we're really going to celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Come prepared, come prepared, come prepared. And I want you to come prepared physically and otherwise. Just come prepared. Come prepared, right? Woo! Who is excited? I am. Njideka, how are you? Nice to see you. How are you? PK Duchess, nice to have you here. Uzon Nena, nice to have you. Ago Chidema, DJ Floxy, everyone to have you. You can register now. Yes. Just click on it and register. After the Friday night hangout, click on it and register. Just reserve your seat. The seats are limited. You know, Zoom has a specific number of persons that can attend. And so I haven't put this out yet. It's not public on any platform yet. The Friday night hangout is the first platform that I'm putting this on. And so I want you all to take this time and register and reserve your seats before I make this public. I'm just excited, honestly, because I know that night is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic night. You can't afford to miss this. Just come in prepared and ready. You know, just ready to drink up, soak up, network, have fun. It's going to be a power charged room about the possibilities that this offers. Okay, now we're going to just start wrapping up. And I'm glad you all got some nuggets here. We're going to take the link sends us to the Zoom meeting. Okay, a member of my team will fix that because it's supposed to ask you to register and all of that. Just safeguard the link, right? Because that's the link we're going to use. So just safeguard the link and okay, she's on it and she will fix it. So just safeguard the link and she will definitely fix the link for you to register. All right, so now we just plan to wrap up my conversation. I just want to thank everyone for showing up, and let's just take some of our ads before we wrap up tonight. We'll take the ads and then we'll be right back to have our final wrap up. So we'll take our ads right now and we'll be back to have the final.
Introducing 2 new features on the Friday night hangout. Friday night spotlight and Friday night sponsorship opportunity. You can now spotlight your business, your events, birthdays, and more on the Friday night hangout. For spotlight and sponsorship details, use the details on the screen. Let's deliver your message everywhere. Hi! Do you have issues with public speaking? Is it a problem each time you stand to address an audience? Do you feel this overwhelming anxiety that comes over you and it feels as though you just can't do it? Are you the type that would delegate speaking opportunities to a subordinate because you're afraid? You feel so inadequate. You have loss of self-esteem as a result, and you watch your dreams slip because you just can't face a crowd. I've got good news for you. My name is Ngozi Ebo. I'm the world's best public speaking coach. I'd like to take you through a 3-week course that would help you deal with the fear of public speaking. It's called the Crush Your Fear course. I will take you by the hand and show you amazing ways to deal with the fear of public speaking. I will show you how to tap into your amazing personality and soar, how to maximize your power and build amazing confidence, how to make your fears work for you as you channel your nerves into positive energy. Learn simple practical steps to crush your fear and break your limits. Wow, what are you waiting for? Hook up with me right now. You can visit my website on www.ngoziebo.com or you could call 0803-686-5546. Register with this course. Crush Your Fear course begins August 1, 2022. It will be my pleasure to show you how to live above the fear of public speaking and soar. See you in the class. Introducing 2 new features on the Friday night hangout. Friday night spotlight and Friday night sponsorship opportunity. You can now spotlight your business.
Hello everyone, I am Ihechi Emeka, the CEO of Ihechi Visual World. Visual World is a registered advertising company that creates visibilities for brands in order to increase their conversion rate through the creation of visuals. Our services include creation of all kinds of video ads for businesses, brands, birthday celebration, documentaries, intros, etc. And other services include graphic design, web design, printing services. Over the years, EHU Visual World has received so many testimonials and reviews from our amazing clients of how our services has increased their visibility and has increased their conversion rate. For more details, you can follow us at Instagram with EHU Visual World, or you can call 081 620 33468. EHU Visual World is your surest plug for all kinds of visibilities. Contact us today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Your events, birthdays, and more on the Friday Night Hangout. For spotlight and sponsorship details, use the details on the screen. Let's deliver your message everywhere.
Okay, welcome back. Yes, I've gotten some messages on the Zoom link, take you to the Zoom. Okay, don't worry, a team member is fixing it right away. So, but just keep the link. That's the link we're using. So just keep the link and make sure you go back to register. That's the link we're going to use. So please keep the link and make sure you go back to register. So I want to appreciate every one of you for taking time out to have this conversation with us, the interactions on the chat box and all of that. I just want to thank you and appreciate you all for coming in. I hope you got a lot of value. We had conversations on what brand is all about, the importance of branding, and the conversation still continues next week. So next week, Friday, we're going to have a guest, a very special guest, who is going to be taking us through branding. And in fact, let me not let the cat out of the bag first. Just come prepared, right? This is a professional. You would really love, you would love and love the conversation. Thank you so much. So I hope you got value, you got value, you got value. And making a date with us next week, Friday, we continue our conversation on understanding your brand, and we'll have a special guest. And make sure that you still check back with the link by tomorrow. Check it tomorrow, later tonight. I'm not going to put out this to the public until I'm sure that you, my Friday night hangout guests, have reserved your seats. So I would make sure the link is fixed. Please check again tomorrow and make sure you register and reserve your seats before we get that out. So, because I want to be sure that you have your seat. And trust me, it's going to be life transformative. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Remember to have fun this weekend. Celebrate yourself. Try and catch some rest if you need to. But just remember that what you focus on grows, and that you're important, you're unique. No one can do you like you do you. Once again, as we continue the conversation. Until then, it's bye for now. I love you, honor, and celebrate you. And I look forward to seeing you next week, Friday. Bye.
Oh, yeah, it's a Friday.